Seattle, 1967. A man walks into Bruce Lee's school. He's 54 years old, gray hair, cold eyes, thick Russian accent. His name is Victor. He's a KGB hand-to-hand combat instructor. For 33 years, he's trained Soviet Spetsnaz special forces how to kill with their bare hands. He looks at Bruce and says, "American martial arts are soft, designed for sport. Soviet Sambo is designed for war, for killing. You want to test which is superior." Bruce looks into those cold eyes and sees something he's never seen before. A man who's trained killers. "Yes, let's test it." 14 minutes later, both men are on the floor, battered, exhausted, changed forever. This is East versus West. Ideology made flesh. This is 1967, the height of the Cold War. The Soviet Union and America are locked in ideological battle. And on a Seattle mat, that battle becomes physical. A KGB instructor versus an American martial artist. Soviet military combat system versus Jeet Kune. This isn't just a fight, it's a collision of worldviews. Victor has trained hundreds of operatives to kill efficiently. Bruce has never faced systematic military combat designed purely for lethal effectiveness. What happens next changes both men's understanding of what fighting really means. This is what really happened. Fall 1967. Victor Volkov, name change, is in Seattle on cultural exchange official cover for intelligence gathering. He's 54 years old. KGB Combat Sambo chief instructor, 6'0". 205 pounds of Soviet military efficiency. Victor's background, recruited into Soviet military at 18. Trained in Combat Sambo, the brutal version designed for military, not sport. By 25, he was instructing Spetsnaz special forces. For 33 years, he's refined the art of killing with bare hands. Joint breaks, chokes, strikes to vital organs. No flash. Pure efficiency. Victor has heard about Bruce Lee through intelligence reports. Chinese-American martial artist claiming revolutionary fighting system. Victor is skeptical. He's seen many revolutionary systems. Most are useless against real violence. He visits Bruce's Jun Fan school. Bruce is teaching when Victor enters immediately, recognizable as military. Bearing, movement, cold assessment in his eyes. Bruce stops class. "Can I help you?" Victor's English is accented but clear. "I am Victor. From Soviet Union, I teach Combat Sambo for military. I hear you teach new system. Jeet Kune. I am curious if it works against real combat training." Bruce recognizes this isn't casual curiosity. "You want to test it?" Yes, if you are willing." They discuss parameters. Victor is direct. "In Soviet military, we train for real combat. No sport rules. Goal is to disable or kill enemy efficiently. Broken bones acceptable. Unconsciousness acceptable. I suggest we use military combat rules." Bruce's students are nervous. This man radiates danger, Bruce considers. This is exactly what Jeet Kune is designed for, reality, not sport. "I agree, military rules. We protect each other from permanent injury, but otherwise, combat effectiveness is the goal." "When?" "Tomorrow. 6 p.m. after my classes end. Private." Victor nods. "I will bring no witnesses. This is between us. Not political. Just two systems testing reality." "Agreed." After Victor leaves, Bruce's senior student James asks, "Sifu, do you know who that man is?" "That's a KGB operative. This could be dangerous." "I know. But this is what Jeet Kune is for. If it doesn't work against Soviet military combat, then I need to know." Next day, 6 p.m., Victor arrives precisely on time, military punctuality. Bruce's students have left. Just Bruce, Victor, and the mats. They bow, not friendly, but respectful acknowledgement. Victor removes his jacket. Underneath, a simple training shirt. His body is functional, not bodybuilder aesthetic, but compact military efficiency. Scars visible on his forearms. Bruce removes his shirt. The contrast is striking. Bruce's defined martial arts physique versus Victor's utilitarian combat body. Rules again, Victor states. Joint locks to breaking point acceptable. Chokes to unconsciousness acceptable. Strikes to vital targets acceptable but controlled to avoid death. Agree? Agreed. We test effectiveness, not prove ego. They face each other. Victor's stance is practical, weight distributed, hands ready, no wasted movement. Pure Sambo efficiency. Bruce takes his Jeet Kune stance, adaptive, ready. Victor attacks first. Not flashy, a simple, devastating double leg takedown. Pure wrestling technique. Bruce sprawls, defending. But Victor's execution is perfect, drilled 10,000 times. He drives through Bruce's defense, takes him down. On the ground, Victor immediately transitions to side control. Heavy pressure. Bruce tries to move. Victor's weight is perfectly distributed. Suffocating. Victor applies a Kimura shoulder lock, standard Sambo submission. Torques Bruce's shoulder joint. Bruce feels the pressure. Taps, they reset. First submission to Victor. Bruce realizes, this isn't martial arts competition. This is military combat. Victor's techniques are simple but brutally effective. No unnecessary movement. Second exchange. Victor shoots again. This time Bruce times it better, steps offline, lands a side kick to Victor's ribs. Victor absorbs it, resets. No reaction. Just tactical adjustment. They grapple standing. Victor uses judo-style grips, tries a hip throw. Bruce counters with Wing Chun trapping, disrupts the throw. Victor adapts, immediately switches to a different throw, uses Bruce's counter against him. Bruce hits the mat. Victor moves to mount position. Bruce bridges, tries to escape. Victor rides the movement perfectly, maintains position. Then Victor does something Bruce has never experienced. A systematic striking sequence from mount. Not random punches. A specific pattern. Strike to floating ribs, targeting organs, then transition to arm triangle choke. Bruce is trapped. The choke is mechanical, no emotion, just pressure. After 15 seconds, Bruce's vision starts to blur. He taps. Second submission to Victor. Bruce is breathing hard. Victor is barely winded. You are very good, Victor says. But you fight like martial artist. I fight like soldier. Different purpose. They continue. For 14 minutes total, they exchange techniques. Bruce starts to understand Victor's system. It's not about style or aesthetics. It's about efficient violence. Bruce begins to adapt. Uses his speed not for flashy techniques, but for surgical strikes. Targets Victor's joints when grappling. Uses intercepts to disrupt Victor's takedowns before they're fully committed. Victor tries a leg lock, standard Sambo technique. Bruce has studied submission grappling, recognizes it, defends, and counters with a heel hook of his own. Victor is surprised, taps before his knee is damaged. First submission for Bruce. They reset. For the first time, Victor smiles slightly. Good, you learn fast. The pace intensifies. Victor throws Bruce with a brutal hip toss. Bruce lands hard, but immediately attacks from bottom, uses an armbar from guard position. Victor defends. But Bruce's technique is clean. Victor has to tap. Second submission for Bruce. Now it's even. Both men are battered. Bruce has a swollen eye from a Victor palm strike. Victor has a bruised rib from Bruce's kicks. Final exchanges. Victor shoots one more time. Bruce sprawls, but Victor anticipated it. Switches to a front headlock, applies a guillotine choke. Bruce is caught. The choke is tight. He tries to escape, can't. Victor's technique is flawless. Bruce does something unexpected, uses a pressure point on Victor's wrist. Disrupts the grip just enough to slip his head out. Victor releases, surprised. What was that? Wing Chun pressure points. Not sport technique. Real combat application. Victor nods impressed. Show me. For the final 2 minutes, they exchange knowledge. Victor shows Bruce a Sambo League lock variation. Bruce shows Victor the Wing Chun trapping that disrupted the choke. They stop not from tapping, but from mutual exhaustion and respect. They sit against the wall. Both breathing hard, both injured, but not severely. Victor speaks first. Your Jeet Kune do, it is not American martial art. It is real combat system. You understand violence. Not sport, violence. Your combat sambo is the most efficient system I've faced. Simple, brutal, effective. We are not so different. You want to find truth in combat. I also want truth. Our countries are enemies. But we understand same thing. Reality has no politics. They exchange contact information. Over the next 6 months, they meet 3 more times. Victor teaches Bruce Soviet combat methodology. Bruce teaches Victor adaptive principles. Years later, after Bruce's death, Victor told a Western journalist, Bruce Lee was not American martial artist. He was warrior. Like me. We spoke same language, violence. But he made it art. I made it science. Together, better understanding. Cold War warriors finding common ground in combat. This is the fight nobody knew about.